Listo.
No, this is another intense and intriguing role for you. Was there something about Peter or maybe Augustus's script that drew you to be a part of this film?
Both. It started with the script and a chance to go and work on a really tight little interesting movie that had a lot to say, but was coming through the Trojan horse of being a kind of cool hip thriller. And then when I met Augustus, all the questions I had about, because this is a very specific tone, this is going to walk a very fine line. You really need to this is a chemistry experiment. Too much of one thing and too little of another will throw off the pH on this completely. And I met with Augustus and felt, oh, he's a master chemist. He's just really, really young. And I watched this guy just crush this movie and start with casting by this incredible young talent in Ezekiel Pacheco in the lead role, his first leading role. And I watched these two young men just in their freshman attempts just hit it out of the park.
Ezekiel, I asked Vanessa about this, about spending time together, because the two of you have such a wonderful, of course, familial bond on screen, and it just is quite palpable. Talk about spending time with her in order to develop that bond.
Yeah, she came to my house to my store and she came to visit my mom and she started working with my mom at her store. And it's called JK Snack Shop for anyone who wants to come eat. Yeah, she came and she was cooking with my mom and we were asking each other a lot of questions, getting to know each other. But the great part about Vanessa is that she's like the underground queen. She deserves more credit in this industry because she's such a great actress. There was a very fine line with how that part could have been played, and she just brought the most truth to it. And she almost became like an auntie at this point now. Like we still call each other and ask each other how we're doing. It was so easy to work with her. Also, from certain angles, she kind of looks like my mom. She's the same age as my mom, so it was like very easy to like connect to that. And she just made it so easy for me. She handed her heart over to me, and she's the best.
I was also asking her about those scenes where you guys are sort of in this little closet almost. What was it like for you filming in such a tight quarters, the two of you, just the two of you in this tiny little space?
Augustus did a great job of making this space our own and making it very real for us. So, and then right next door is, I mean, right above us is the big old house. So it was very easy for me to be there as an actor, and Augie just let us have that space. And being able to be with Vanessa, it was just easy, very connected space.
No, I think at this point you've maybe mastered the hidden deviousness of some characters. There's, obviously a likable appearance to you. You have such a warm, friendly personality, but in these characters, you play such a dark role. Is is there a formula that you have now for you to slip in and out of these individuals?
I think I'm just trading on the goodwill I've built up by playing nice guys for so long that when I do anything other than nice guy, everybody calls it range.
I was going to say, you do play both of these types of characters so well. I mean, the librarians, you're super likable, and then this one, you're super intense and dark. Um, these are some incredible scenes as well. I have to ask you about maybe your favorite one, or maybe one that challenged you the most for this film, though. Certainly, you're walking in, surprising Ezekiel's character when he finds your medicine, and you've told him not to go in your office. That's an intense scene right there. But was there one that stands out for you personally?
That's a good one because that's one of the earliest confrontations that our characters have. So, there was a question asked earlier that got me thinking about these cross trajectories of machismo and masculinity. You have this young man who's on his ascension into becoming a man, and you have a guy who's trying to figure out where his relevancy and teeth and claws are as a man, and feeling very diminished. And so that first moment is the first time these two very different guys are meeting and they're very different trajectories. And so, it becomes loaded. I can't say enough about working with Ezekiel. I was really impressed by him. He made my work a lot easier and made those scenes a lot of fun. I also
Ezekiel,
want to give a lot of credit to our DP who and that scene in particular is framed very wide. You know, it's very presentational, and you don't really get inside these characters' thought processes because they don't cut inside that frame. So it's filmic technique married to performance, married to text. When it's working really, really well, all three of those things, you get a great scene, and that one works.
Augustus did such a great job with the cinematography. And I was going to say, Ezekiel, there's quite the chemistry between your character and Sadie's character as well. Was this your first on-screen romantic filming?
Yeah, it was easy to work with her though. Shout out to Sadie. She's gonna be one of the great ones. She's a very talented and very professional actress and knows how to bring her characters to life. So it was very easy to work with her. And she let me do my thing that I needed to do to, get my character going. And she has her own process. So it was very easy to work with her. So I'm very excited for people to see her performance. Also, shout out to our cinematographer Alan because he's the best. That was great cinematography.
No, what do you hope lingers with audiences who watch At the Gates? Is it maybe immigration reform? Is it, um, you know, question, keep questioning things, continue to question things in your life? Or is it be a little bit more worry and lean on your gut a little more? What would you hope people linger, a message or maybe an emotion?
Well, I'm a third generation Los Angelino. I love this city, and this city's going through a really hard time right now. And one of the things that it's facing is uh, this crazy immigration policy. And this is a movie that speaks directly to the human story that so many people are going through and puts a real human face on it. So my hope is that everybody comes away from this and they don't think about the immigration issue in really kind of vague metaphorical terms. They can now picture a mother and a son who are going through a very real situation that could be happening today or yesterday in this city or any other city that's a border city. And it's very contemporary and it's very human, and it's a lot more complex than people want to give it credit, not credit for, but you know what I mean. I hope they come away seeing these people as real people and have a higher degree of empathy for everybody involved.